Brand new for Aston Martin, this whole car is designed from the ground up. It just looks so aggressive. Welcome to Motor Spins. I'm your host, Joe Lombardi, and next to me is a car that's near and dear to my heart. It's a 2021 Aston Martin Vantage. Aston Martin introduced the Vantage back in 1972. It was sort of a variant from their DB line. It quickly became sort of the entry-level Aston Martin. When it was reimagined and redesigned in 2018, we got this beauty. The big differences between the Aston Martins of the past and the present is that they contain a Mercedes-AMG motor. AMG provides their best twin-turbo V8. This is the same 4-liter V8 that goes into the AMG GT cars. Under the hood, this car does provide 503 horsepower and around 505 foot-pounds of torque, but when the car only weighs about 3,700 pounds, it actually is a crazy power plant. Now, it's all going to the rear wheels, but thanks to its design and its profile, you don't really ever lose stability unless you want to. Up front, you see this big wide hood. It is low, it's squatted, especially in this paint, which is a expensive satin titanium silver paint job. It does look pretty incredible. You will see the Aston Martin badge here in front, and then dropping down below, you will see the Aston Martin grille. So this is actually the traditional Aston Martin grille, although it doesn't look like it because of not having those horizontal slats. They really wanted to push the performance in as much as possible, and the unapologetic front grille is evidence of that. You also have parking sensors and also a front camera. So you have a 360-degree camera system on here, again, thanks to Mercedes-Benz technology. On the front here, you will see the LED headlights. They're pretty significant, they're pretty bright, and you also have daytime running blades right here on the side, which also double as your turn signal. You have a big front splitter in the front, and obviously this is pretty low, so you're left with a front splitter that you kind of have to be careful with. I personally think this is one of the most beautiful side profiles of a sports car that is out today. You're seeing a lot of nice sloping lines, you're seeing some beautiful bodywork that just has hidden aero everywhere. We have our 20-inch blacked out wheels. These are called the snowflake wheels. You have red brake calipers that have the Aston Martin script on it. Fantastic brakes. I've tested them extensively. They work very well, and they will bring you to a screeching halt. P0 tires to help keep you on the ground when you're accelerating. So this is kind of a cool little side blade vent here. This is a nice little design element that does get heat off the front wheels. Rear view mirrors with these beautiful long stems. I think this is a great look. It all kind of tapers to this big bulge right here, which gives you a nice fender flare. 295s in the rear, so these are some really thick tires. It's all rear-wheel drive. They don't offer all-wheel drive, but that's okay. Again, you don't lose traction in this car. For some reason, it just is so well balanced. You will see a lot more aggression back here. You have a beautiful integrated duck lid spoiler. If you come down, you will see this beautiful light bar that connects all the way from the side to the middle, all the way to the right side. The right and left side are the tail lights, and the middle part right here, right where the split happens, is the brake light. Below that, you will see your reverse light right here, which is this little tiny light right there. It does shine pretty bright, so people do know you're going into reverse. You do see some parking sensors as well as your backup camera. And then below that, you do get a big diffuser right here, as well as your sports exhaust system. Pop the trunk and see that it's like a hatchback design. You get about 8 cubic feet of space, maybe a little bit less, but you could store some stuff, and I got around just fine. I put groceries in here, I put some suitcases. This is an AMG-derived twin-turbo V8. It is very powerful. This is a fantastic engine. It's a great power plant. The actual addition of the turbo is shortened. The travel is shortened, so you're actually getting very little turbo lag, and this engine feels pretty much naturally aspirated. Sitting in the cabin might seem like it might be a little tight, but it's actually not. I feel pretty much in control here. It's very comfortable because of these seats being so well bolstered and the leather being so soft. The seats can go down, you have all kinds of adjustments, and they actually are adjustable here on the side, which is kind of fun. You have a semi-small but appropriate middle console. This is also provided by Mercedes, so if we start this in accessory mode, we can see it's all controlled by this little turn wheel right here, as well as this little touchpad right here. Down here, you do have a lot of buttons, and this has been sort of an area that's a bit controversial. A lot of journalists and users in general have noted that this is very button heavy. It's really quite simple if you break it down. This top section here is all climate control. You have your left temperature adjustment, your right temperature adjustment, and your fan speed, as well as some other options here like your lock and unlock button, as well as your dome lights. You have some heated seat controls. You can also get a climate package that will get you some cooled seats, but this one does not have it. Moving down below that, you will get your transmission controller. Now, Aston Martin will always have these buttons as your transmission controller: park, reverse, neutral, and drive. And this also has an interior jewelry pack, so these are glass, so that's cool. Your engine start stop button in the middle. On the side here, you do have some shortcuts as well as some functionality. You have your parking sensor, your Instagram button. I'm just kidding, that is your camera button, so you can see your 360 camera, your radio, your media, as well as your traction control, all audio off, auto start stop, navigation, and telephone, as well as a nice little volume rocker here. That's about it. That's literally the car. And so if you really break it down, there's not much to this car. It's all about the driving experience, and it's all about just being a moving work of art. You will see straight up, you have a central digital tachometer right in the center. Now, this tells you exactly where your RPM gauges are. On the left, you do have information like your fuel, as well as your engine temperature. On the right side, you have different menus, fuel range, mileage on the car, and you can have a bunch of different other stuff. You go into this home menu, and then you can dial things like your radio, your navigation, whatever. Check out the reverse camera. You do see that you have a 360 camera as well as a reverse camera. You can actually adjust what angle you're seeing by just dialing right here. You can see your curb camera, your frontal camera, and also your back camera. By clicking this button on the wheel, you can see that we went into a Sport Plus mode. You hear the exhaust, that got a lot louder. And then if you hit it one more time, you go into track mode, which does heighten pretty much everything. You can also control your suspension here. If you hit this, you can go into a Sport Plus mode for your suspension, and then of course your track mode. We'll leave it into its automatic mode for now. It will hold you much higher into the RPMs, and it will definitely shift very aggressively. Let's take it a little fast. Oh, it's been a while and it's fun to be back. So as you can hear, the exhaust is ridiculous. There's no doubt that this is an Aston Martin, because Aston Martins just do exhaust systems better than almost anybody. It's just an unbelievable aggressive soundtrack. It sounds like an explosion of fireworks happening behind you. So, oh, look, check it out. There's another, that's an Aston Martin DB11. That's so much fun, look at that. The exhaust system, again, has this great sort of thunderclap sound that happens on the upshift, and it just has this great tonal shift that goes from the bottom to the top of the range. It's really a full body experience when you start to kind of feel it at its full potential, because, you know, I mean, it feels like you just have so much power at your foot. Let's get a little straight. Lost a little traction there. So these, it's just, if you don't know what you're doing, you could possibly make this thing turn in a little bit too hard. So be careful with it, but once you get the feel for it, you do feel that the gearbox behaves perfectly adequately. It shifts very quickly. You know exactly where your car is too. You know exactly where those front wheels are. The steering is electronic, and since the car is so small, I really don't have any problem placing this on the road. I know exactly where I'm at. Driving this spiritedly is not a big deal at all. This car specifically is around 175, 176. If you can afford it, I can promise you from my own perspective and my own experience, this car will constantly bring a smile to your face. Thanks for tuning into Motor Spins, and thanks for checking out this 2021 Aston Martin Vantage with me. It's been a fun trip down memory lane. We have a lot more cars coming up. If you want to see more, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.